Hello everyone, and welcome back to another building tutorial. This week, I'm building some very famous pumpkin pie, perfect for as a dessert for your Thanksgiving dinner. Even though you might get pie directly in the face, so just watch your face. So, without further ado, I'm just gonna shut up so this way you can sit back and enjoy this week's building tutorial. So enjoy. First, let's begin by making a 7x7 square. This is actually where the pie, in this case, is going to be sitting in. For this, I'm going to be using stripped jungle wood, as it's the best way I can get kind of a crust-looking kind of block for the actual crust of the pumpkin pie. I would use foil, but honestly, that's just a bit cheap, and I want this like an actual pie. Now, we're going to do 2 layers of more stripped jungle wood planks, and you're going to have to follow this design here. The idea is almost like a plate, kind of like a bowl aesthetic. For the actual pumpkin pie itself, it was really hard to find a block that could actually copy its texture well. But I ended up going with smooth red sandstone, as surprisingly enough, red sandstone actually looks very similar to an actual pumpkin pie that you'd buy from like Walmart or something. So this definitely suited the build pretty well. Now we're going to add these smooth slabs sitting on the edges of the pie. This is going to make it necessarily part of the crust to some degree, but also represent foil, kind of like it's sitting inside a tin mache kind of thing. Now, I'm also going to be making a plate just next to the pie itself, and we're going to be building a small little pumpkin slice on top of that. The plate design itself is going to be very similar to that of the pie, with a 7x7 square, but rather than using simply 2 layers of stripped jungle wood like we had normally used, we're instead only going to be using 1 layer, and this plate will be built using iron blocks. Now let's actually attempt to put a piece of, pumpkin pie on this plate. It's definitely not my best version of a slice, but it's definitely worth it. I'm also going to be adding some small bits of red sandstone as like crumbs on the plate to give it a bit more of variety and flavor. now, with that pie to the face, quite literally, out of the way, we can now see the full build. So, that is going to conclude this week's building tutorial. As something related to Thanksgiving, since it's only a couple weeks away, this is definitely a pretty good take at it, as, let's be honest here, you can't have Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie, or just November as a whole without pumpkin pie, and trust me, it's one of my personal favorite desserts, so, you know, I can't complain there. But I definitely want to make that slice a bit better, let's be honest, it looks really peachy. But, anyway, that concludes this week's building tutorial. And if you've enjoyed something like this, make sure you comment down below, hey, we want to see this, and maybe we'll get to it. But, that's all for now. My name is PandaPowerSauce, remember to stay saucy, and we'll see you again very soon. Later!